Excellent. So we're recording now. Thank you all for joining. My name is Ed Colp. I'm the sales lead for academia and research for Boston Dynamics and for the Spot team here. So I've been working with our early adopters who have chosen to use Spot either for their research or their projects with industry or government partners, and some who are using the robot for outreach and recruitment and otherwise. Really excited to give you the experience to actually operate the robot today. Just to start off, I will quickly show you how the interface looks and just some of the basic controls. But I really want to kind of fly through that. I'd rather just turn the controls over to you as soon as possible. That way you can start operating the robot for yourself and start getting a feel for how it operates without me just kind of showing you as such. Carolina, have you identified who was going to be our robot operator today? We might have time for two, but given we only have 40 minutes or so, I think maybe one operator to start would be best.
I would really like to operate,
Excellent.
but I guess Professor Pavel Wielgosz would be interested too, probably.
Wonderful. Well, that sounds great. So
is that true?
Let's see if it will work now from our laptop because we have some troubles with using the link that you sent.
Okay. Yeah, we can give it a try. So how we'll do that, I'll just share a link with you so that you can try it for yourself.
Okay.
But before doing so, I'll just quickly give you an overview of what this interface actually looks like.
Okay.
So just give me 1 second here and I'll present a bit of information. All right, so let me know, you can all see my screen, is that correct?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Perfect. Sorry, I'm on my laptop here, so I don't have the multiple screens to see it. But once I share this link with you, this is effectively the interface that you would see. So you have two options from this interface. You can either drive or you can view from here. In this case, we're just going to go ahead and start driving the robot. So I'm in our headquarters here in Boston. I can see the robot that I'm remotely about to start operating and the ones that you all get to operate today as well. But as you can see, there's a number of different controls that you're going to want to kind of take account of here. First, of course, the very most basic thing we're going to start looking to do with the robot is we're going to look to power on and undock the robot, just so we can start getting the robot operational and off of its docking station. Right now, it's sitting on something where it's charging itself. It also has access to a gigabit Ethernet port. And you can see the robot is, I'm not touching anything. The robot was just starting to lift itself up off its docking station and traverse forward. So the thing to note about Spot is that it does have obstacle avoidance turned on. So feel free to, drive the robot with confidence. You don't have to feel like you're going to break it or you might hit it into anything in our lab. Certainly don't worry about that. I want you to feel like you can drive the robot confidently because this is a robust robot, IP54 rated. And we really at Boston Dynamics, we try to build the intelligence into the robot so that you don't have to program in any sophisticated behaviors for the robot just to go up a set of stairs or over a rock box, for example. So I'm just going to show you a little bit, kind of here's how you would walk with the robot. You can see there's a little cheat sheet at the bottom here as well. It's almost like a rubric or a rule, if you will, that effectively tells you if you wanted to go forward, you could press your W key and you can see the robot responding. If you wanted to go backwards, you can press the S key. If you wanted to go step right and strafe, you could do the E key, or step left, you can press Q. Similarly, you can rotate using D, you can rotate left using A, or you can use any of those controls at the same time. You can see the robot's omnidirectional.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure if they can see the same things that you see on the screen.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Let me see if I can just...
almost black screen.
Sorry about that. Appreciate you letting me know that. Let me try to present that again. I don't want to just present the info with just a blank screen, so I appreciate you interrupting. Can you actually see the robot now?
Oh yeah, now it's better. Yeah.
Sorry about that. I promise you it was much more interesting as I was going through it with the robot. So again, just to, I don't want you to repeat all of the information again around just, kind of some of those basic step controls. I'll let you try it out for yourself. But the big thing I wanted to mention is you do have kind of like a rule down here that shows you, A is how you would go left, D is how you'd go right, W forward, S is back. And beyond that, that's not the only way to operate the robot within this interface. You can see that there's a little black dot as well around where my pointer is. And you can see when I click, and I'm just going to let somebody into the meeting here. Just give me 1 second. When I click, the robot is able to determine its own strategy on how to make its way to that point, just based on what I've programmed for or what information I'm sending to it. So the only thing I'm doing is sending kind of like a direction command to it, and the robot's handling all the fine details about how to avoid obstacles, how to step over any obstacles in its path, like in this case, where I'm going to try to send it directly at a cone, and you'll see it's able to just avoid obstacles very easily on its own. So I don't want to kind of steal the show from you. I'd rather that you actually get the chance to try this out for yourself. So I'll go ahead and stop presenting. And I'd rather just kind of, show you how to use the robot and talk you through there. So I'll stop sharing my screen here. I'll go and just dock the robot. So that way it's all set up for when I drop the link in the chat here, and then we can get you up and running. All right, so just give me 1 minute. I'm just going to pull up that link for you. Perfect. So I'll drop this link in the chat, and this is only for the operator. So I'm going to drop that in the chat. So that's just for the operator. Again, so what we'll have you do is we'll have you just, and I'm sorry, I'm not sure I caught your name. Was it
Pavel, are you going to operate? Yeah? Or shall I start?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think you're on mute.
We don't hear you. Pavel, microphone, please.
Okay, mic is on. I was distracted because I lost Google Meet. Oops. In the meantime, all right. So I can see. So maybe I will share my screen so everybody can see what I do. All right.
Yes, that'd be wonderful. Yeah, I'll have you once you open that link and you see the drive interface. Perfect. Yep. Just open that one in the chat, and then go ahead.
Okay.
Yep. So the present screen button just down next to the raise hand button in the Google Meet interface.
You see, I clicked share the screen, but the button share actually it's not active. Let's see.
I see.
Window. Window works. Okay, with window it works.
Perfect.
So now you should see you.
Excellent. Yep. Yes, it's coming up now.
Now, can you see the robot?
Excellent. Yes. Yes. So I'm currently the operator, so you can just become the operator. Yep. Go ahead and click that button. Okay. Excellent. So this is loading you into what we call our Scout interface. So, of course, you can operate the robot in person with a handheld controller, but this is something we've designed for demos and for remote operation of the robot. So as you can see, you're kind of seeing through what Spot sees in our Spot cam. So there's a few different things to note here. You can go ahead and power on and undock on the left-hand side there.
All right.
Yeah, and then you'll see, the robot will take maybe a few seconds there to stand up, and then it'll just move forward away from the docking station. As it's doing that, though, I'd like you to maybe just kind of...
It's going somewhere. Stop.
That's just a autonomous action once it undocks. Okay. If you'd like, maybe click down in that bottom right-hand camera view where you see maybe that little white square. So what you have there is a pan, tilt, zoom camera. Feel free to click in there.
Okay.
Yeah, do you see? Oh, I'm sorry, actually. If you wouldn't mind unclicking from that one. This is probably my poor explanation. I was referring to the camera in the bottom right-hand view.
Oh, so please stop.
Oh, that's okay. Anytime that happens, actually, you can feel free to press the escape key or the cancel
And you
button.
mean, all right, so this camera, screen capture, this one.
Just on the other side, on the bottom.
This
Do
one?
you see just to the left of that? Perfect. So click in there. And then feel free to click and drag. So what you have there is an optical zoom up to a 30x zoom, and basically a pan tilt zoom camera. So this is an excellent way for you to get situational awareness around the robot. If maybe you didn't want to alter the robot's frame and you just wanted to understand things in the environment, or perhaps take an image or panoramic image or something like that while you're operating the robot. So just another kind of view I wanted to mention. But in terms of basic controls, feel free to either test out the keyboard keys, which it looks like you're testing out now. Yep. Or you can test out the touch to go and try sending it directly at obstacles. Keep it within that yellow taped line, if you will. Yep. And feel free to just try to send it directly at a wall. And actually, there's people in there, so don't go into that room. We'll stay within the yellow line. So maybe turn the robot around. Yep. No, there's me.
Where are you?
Yeah. Oh, I'm right here.
Okay. Nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you too. So feel free to turn to your right, and this is our demo lab. So you can start going over stairs or send it directly at a traffic cone. Maybe we'll give you that as our first task. Let's to go directly at the traffic cone. Try to hit it with the robot.
All right. So I would check the stairways, maybe to the right.
Sure.
Oops. Let's see, like this. I'll go with the keyboard. Too much. Okay. Like this. Now rotate.
And you can also use the Q key as well if you wanted to step left rather than do like a forward and then a rotate.
So it's Q?
Yep. You see the robot will just step left for you if you wanted to do more of a strafe. One thing I do want to mention here is that we do have a specific gate for stairs. So before you go up the stairs, if you look on the left side of the interface, you'll see it's below, it's outside of the camera view, and on the left side of the interface, you'll see something that says stairs mode. It's just below where your pointer is now.
Okay.
Perfect. So click that on, and this will give the robot a higher reliability when it's going up and down stairs. It's a specific gate that we've designed for the robot so that it can sense those edges and confidently step off a cliff.
Oof.
I'm watching your robot go up now. What is your feedback? Was that easier than you thought? Was it? What were your thoughts on the operation?
Yeah, it's very easy, like in the game.
I've heard that likened a lot is that it feels similar to a video game. It's funny because our lead software designer on this interface actually used to design video games. So it's funny you say that.
Stop. How to stop it? Escape. That doesn't matter. Okay, and can you operate with mouse, like not pointing the particular place, but just
with the mouse, that's good on a one plane environment. So if you're gonna stay on one level, it does really well. If you just want to click, and if you can either do a touch or you can do a click like that, and it's really good if you're staying on the same plane. If you're planning to go downstairs, it's not highly reliable. It's not designed really to go in multi-level environments. We would recommend the keyboard controls for that. And one thing I would mention as you approach the stairs is that the robot, because of its legs and its leg clearance, is that the best practice would be to operate the robot with the front of the robot facing the top of the stairs. So effectively, you're going to want to rotate the robot so that the back of the robot is facing the bottom of the stairs and descend that way. And one thing you can do that might make it a little bit easier for you is you can see on the left-hand side, there's a white wheel with a bunch of blue letters and the robot in the middle. That isn't, yes, you can orient yourself using those camera views.
Okay.
So if you can see basically which view you're using by the shaded area. So feel free to click the B right there on the lower part of the interface, or the lower part of that wheel, and you'll see out of the back cameras.
Which one? Because I have something covered by this.
No problem. Yeah, press the B on
okay, mode switch. Okay.
Or you could use those cameras, excuse me, the arrows as well. So feel free to use the arrows, or you could swivel yourself that way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good way to rotate, but try using your arrow keys now.
Again?
Try using your arrow keys. Yep, and you'll see that'll start to swivel your different camera views.
This is nothing I just pressed arrow.
Like the...
Oh. Okay.
Excellent, yeah. Now try going to your back arrow key.
Some delay. Okay.
Yes.
So now you...
Oh.
I guess it's probably a connection problem.
Yeah. The robot's still standing, so he's still connected to the robot, but you're right. Doesn't seem like it's a strong connection.
Yeah, I see the connection with Professor Pavel and Beata just stopped.
Well, so what I can do is, in the meantime, I can stop the robot. All right. I'll go ahead and drive the robot. That way it's just safe and sound. And then, Carolina, would you want to take over the controls while they're...
Yeah, why not?
Sure. Oh, are they back?
So shall I now use the link?
Yes, feel free to... I'll sit the robot down. But yeah, feel free to use the link.
But the screen is still shared by Beata.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Okay, so it looks like we can share screen again.
Okay.
And then let me know once you've gone into that link.
Okay. Okay. Sec. Hello? Aha, ale dołączycie jeszcze, bo tutaj... Tak, działa cały czas. Dobra. Dobrze, dobrze. Dobrze. Dobra, dobra, okej. Dobra, okej. Okay. Sorry, they just called me that they have internet connection problem, but I already came here, so I try to share my screen with you.
Yeah, sure thing. I just did want to mention we only have about 20 minutes left in the demo.
Yeah.
So,
I know.
That's okay. Yeah, I just wanted to just throw that out there, but I'll get the controls into your hands, and then we can walk through it with you.
Okay, you can see my screen right now?
Yes. Excellent. All right. right, so you might want to zoom out a little bit. It looks like the interface looks a little bit zoomed in, but.
So, yeah, my baby is running the spot with me.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Mary.
Okay. So I'm going to become operator, right?
Yes, and you're going to want to zoom out a lot.
It's a white screen right now.
You said the test link wasn't working for you?
Okay. It's loading.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so you're going to want to zoom out.
I need a mouse, or can I use the key?
You can just unzoom. It looks a little bit magnified.
How to unzoom? Okay.
I think you can usually either press your fingers closer together or further apart if you're using just a trackpad on a laptop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
But I use now a Q.
Yeah, no problem.
Or W, but it's not moving.
Yeah, so go ahead and do you see the arrow in the top left-hand side on the upper part of the interface? There's a yellow arrow.
Yellow arrow.
It's just below the white robot
yeah.
sign. Yeah, okay. So click that, and that should allow you to actually power on the robot. I'm not sure why this
It's data capture, spot cam, report by.
Okay, we are back.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, you're in the view mode. I see. I don't think I think we pressed observe rather than drive before we started presenting our screen. Yeah, that's what it was.
Is
you
that
can
okay
either
now?
observe or drive. Yeah, exactly.
Wait, it's too much. No. Oh my God. Sorry.
That's okay.
How to make this screen smaller now? Maybe like this? Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Excellent.
So now let's say there's mode.
Yes, exactly. So you can also go into.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can go.
So
can I move forward?
You're going to want to reorient the robot and just rotate it. So rotate it 180 degrees, such that the front of the robot is facing the the wall behind you, effectively. Yes, and now excellent. So press the down arrow key. So now you can look through the back part of the robot.
Okay.
Oh, the down arrow key. Don't press S. Oh, perfect. So now you can see through the back of the robot. So now you can descend down the stairs in this fashion. Feel free. You can just hold down S, and the robot will be able to center itself on the stairs and just descend on down.
The S for back.
Yeah, the S as in saying exactly. There you go.
But is it rotated properly now?
You can rotate it, more towards the stairs there as well. But the robot, you'll see it'll help guide you. Oh, it looks like you're rotating the opposite way.
Oh, okay. Let's look like this.
You're gonna want to go another 180 degrees. I think we're facing almost the exact opposite way now.
Okay.
Excellent.
Need to get back a little.
You can also press the Q key. That will help straight. It steps rather than rotating you or moving you forward. but
Yeah,
it's okay. You
can I
don't
now
really have.
go?
Yeah, you don't have to line it up to the set of stairs. Just hold S and you know, and see
Okay.
what happens. It's designed
Okay.
for someone who maybe isn't a robot, like an expert robot operator. It's not designed such that you have to do, you know, all these fine controls. It's really such that you can, you know, you can just hold down one button and the robot's able to descend the stairs very easily on its own. So in this case, let's go test out some of the obstacle avoidance. But maybe what would be help with the operator experience is press the forward key again, or the up arrow key, in which case that'll reorient you so you can look through the front of the robot camera again.
Okay. So
Excellent.
now I have to rotate it a little bit.
Yeah. So from here, feel free to either test out obstacle avoidance, or if you'd like to, we can start taking images of things to simulate some kind of an inspection.
Okay.
But I'd be interested to hear your feedback as you traverse throughout the lab.
Okay, I'll rotate right is E. Okay, and forward is W. Okay. Okay, so I have to now get back a little. Okay.
So now it looks like you have a pretty good handle around obstacle avoidance, mobility. You tackled stairs within the first minute of operation, so you're clearly a natural. Perhaps one thing we could.
Okay, so sorry for that.
Hey, I told you to drive it around. I told you to drive it around like you know, who cares? You know, it has obstacle avoidance on.
Okay.
That's certainly not a problem. Definitely not causing any trouble here. But maybe what we could do next is we could take an image or perhaps perform some type of an inspection. So what we'll have you do is just navigate you know, forward and left, and it'll just be on the other side of the stairs here. There's an analog gauge that we can take a picture of.
So forward and left.
Correct.
Right. Forward.
Yep, and rotate left. All right. So you'll see just on the other side of the stairs, there's like a green panel.
Shall I go?
Here. Come towards me.
Yeah.
And then turn left. Excellent. Do you see that green panel just through the hole of the stairs, or the railing of the stairs? Yeah. And position yourself so that you can get a good view of that panel. And maybe back up a little bit, and we'll show off a little bit of what this the camera can do for inspection purposes.
You mean by green panel? You mean this green wall in front of?
Just go up to the right. Do you see the one with all the valves to your left? To your left now. There's a number of levers and valves on it. If you rotate left.
Rotate left. Okay.
Yep, just there. You see the green panel in front of the yellow staircase?
Yes.
In front of you? Yep. So what you're going to want to do now is press the space bar. What the space bar will do for you is it'll put you into inspect mode. So go ahead and do that now.
To do that.
The space bar.
Space. That's
okay.
Yep. Now you're in inspect mode. So this is a way for our operators, you know, beyond just operating the robot and driving it around, which is cool. Many folks, they want to do something useful with Spot. And this is a really easy way to do so, which is capturing a number of images for quality inspections, for monitoring asset integrity, for understanding the progress of the build of the construction site, and all these different reasons why you might want access to this type of data. So this is, again, a way for our customers to do that. So Carolina, we'll have you actually just, kind of take a look at that gauge system in front of you, and we're going to look to just take an image of that. So what we'll have you do is take your mouse and just click and drag over one of those gauges and almost draw like a little box over it. So if you see the gauges, just go take your mouse and point. There you go. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay. I see.
And if you want to do a more fine tune, let's pick a particular gauge.
Okay.
Perfect. And so if you'd like to, you can nudge using those white arrows on each side as well. So you could imagine how this is a useful inspection tools for those who are in the manufacturing, construction, a number of different industrial settings. But let's pick that top gauge, on the left-hand side, and just try to take an image of it. So you have those white arrows on each side, and those will help you nudge. Click one of those, and it'll just do a little nudge for you. So you don't have to try to do any fine-tuned controls.
Okay.
Looks like it's a little bit out of focus there. But what we'll have you do is just press the picture icon on the bottom left-hand side. You see
which icon once again?
There's a camera icon in the bottom left-hand side. Okay. So what that'll do is it'll just provide an instant screen capture. So that'll just download the picture that is on your screen of the robot. It's an easy way to get access to the data or the images that you've captured with Spot. It'll just go right onto your computer. So you now have access to that image you just captured with the robot here in our lab.
Yeah. Okay, I've got it already.
Yeah, wonderful.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. You want to take a look to probably see, was it good data?
Yeah.
There you go, and there's your image.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Excellent.
Okay. How to now close this mode?
Yep. So you can press the space bar again.
Okay. All right.
And then if you, actually you're pretty much all set now. So from here you can resume driving.
Okay. So can I one more time try to go through the stairs?
Yeah, absolutely. Please do.
Okay.
Yeah, that was definitely the goal of today, is just to get you comfortable driving the robot, operating it, and getting a feel for really how Spot works. I think around mobility, we definitely hit, basically everything we could around obstacle avoidance, hopefully just showing you how easy it is to drive it. The other thing I want to mention is, while we can do all of these things with our camera that we've integrated today, there's also the piece that Spot was designed to be integrated with any third-party sensor or software or payload. So if you could imagine using a laser scanner or a radiation detector on the robot, it's really bring your own sensor. This is a walking IoT platform, is how many of our customers are thinking about this robot. And as you can see, we've had a few folks who've never operated the robot before operated today and be able to do so within just a few minutes, and also without having the robot fall down even once. So one thing hopefully we got the point across today that, Spot is an industrial robot. It's meant for somebody who maybe isn't a robotics expert, and that there's a lot of flexibility around what you could do with this platform. Other things that maybe weren't mentioned today or couldn't be included with this demo is we have a fully integrated manipulator as well. So that's something where maybe just a future thing to consider. We can't include any of the manipulation of the ARM stuff in this demo. We don't have the functionality that exists within this platform yet, but we do have that existing within our handheld tablet interface, just not a web-based version like this today. So maybe something to consider for the future, but I guess I'd like to open it up and just see kind of what your feedback is, or maybe kind of what questions you might have to follow.
That's really great. I have a lot of fun right now.
Good. Well, hopefully it gives you, more confidence in what the robot can offer for you and for your research.
Okay, I'm really, yeah. I'm getting more and more confident with moving.
Yes, and I mean you haven't even had the controls for 15 minutes, so I'm glad to hear that you're warming up to it really quickly.
All right. We are
the other thing I want to mention. Yeah. Oh, it was just, so we are kind of wrapping up now. So actually what we'll have you do is take the robot back over to the docking station. So if you go to that area you just came from, underneath the stairs there, you'll see the robot's docking station.
Okay.
So
right there?
Head on. Yep, go right through that way. And you'll see on your left, the docking station.
On the left?
Yep, move forward and left. And you can actually just click that home button on the left-hand side. It looks like a little house. There you go. Yeah, you can just click the blue. It's like a blue square with a white house in the middle, or a black square with a just click that.
Okay.
Then click dock. And the robot will handle all the fine details about how it should get to its docking station and how to dock properly so that it's engaging to charge itself before its next mission. Again, something where we didn't want you to have to do any like sophisticated controls or anything like that. We just want, the operator to have an easy button to push to say, this is what action I want to perform, without having to, really be an expert in order to do that. So hopefully you found that today. And hopefully this was a worthwhile demo.
Yeah, it was really, really great. Maybe I'll stop sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, thank you all for joining us today. I see we have maybe 2 more minutes left. So the only things I'd like to ask is maybe, are there any immediate questions would be the first question I have. And the second question would be, what information would you like to see as a follow-up to this, aside from the meeting recording, which of course I'll share with you?
Well, I've got a question about the battery. After docking the spot, how long it will get ready to another session, and how long the session can be?
Yes, great question. So it's a 90-minute battery life, and it's about a 90 to 120-minute charge time. So roughly 1-to-1, maybe a little bit more than 1-to-1. If you find that you're in the lab and you aren't operating it remotely like this, we sell every robot with 2 batteries, so you'd always have 1 extra. And it only takes about 30 seconds to perform a physical battery swap, which before we had the docking station, that was the original way to do it. And many folks still perform just a battery swap today. You don't have to be technical to do it, and you don't have to power your robot down.
So it's 1 hour of working time and 1 hour of charging, like approximately.
Yeah, well, it's roughly 1.5 hours working time, 1.5 hours charge time. But yes, in terms of the ratio, yes.
Okay. I'm pretty much amused, so I don't have any more questions right now. I need to, just to think of them.
Sure. Well, thank you again for your time and for your questions. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now. It looks like we pretty much reached the end of our allotted time. So thank you again